So let's talk about this proxy. And proxy is like middleman between you and the web browser, and you in the sense your browser, and this is web server, and request and response go through this proxy. So what does that mean is, you want to send the request to this proxy server, and this proxy server will send that request to web server. If web server sends any response, then the proxy will receive that response and then sends to your browser. So that is the work of the proxy. So why do we need use the proxy? Because proxy can control heavy traffic and can reduce load for web server. So if you have 1000 computers in your organization, or and those 1000 computers are going to access a web page or sending the request to this web server at the same time, or you can say there are any exam results out there, then the web server becomes slow because of heavy traffic. So you can set the proxy server can control the high traffic. So if you set a proxy server for this web server, this proxy receives the all requests, and there are some say 1000 requests, then it will send only few requests to this web server. So that is load balancing the web server, and this proxy maintains some queue for these requests. It will send whenever the web server is somewhat free. So proxy can also lock clients information. So this is where things get somewhat difficult for the client, because you just use the VPN, right, virtual private network, or you can use the free proxies. So what these free proxies and VPNs does is, they will lock the client's information. That is, if you are going to use any free VPN or free proxy, they will log your information like IP address and date and time of the request you sent, and to which website you have sent the request, and all those information. So even the paid VPNs and the paid proxies are also doubtful, because they also log clients information. So that's, you want to be careful when you are using some private proxies and private VPNs. But proxies main use is to control heavy traffic and reducing the load for the web server. In web app pen testing section, we will use the proxy called burp suite, or you can call burp suite. So we can edit these requests in the proxy. So I will show you a diagram. So welcome to my drawing class. So this is my PC, and this is the proxy server, and this is the web server. So I want to send the request to the web server directory to access any resource. Say I want to access index.html. What I would do is, if I send directory, my DNS or may not know about this web server, because all the settings have been set to this proxy server. So I need to send the request to this proxy server only. So in my college, when I am studying this BTech, of course this year I passed out. All these 4 years we need to connect to the proxy to access the outside internet. So they have set like this. We need to send the request to the proxy, and the proxy will send the request to the web server. So obviously the request will be received by the web server and processed and returns a response to the proxy. So let me write here request, say response. So upon receiving the response from the web server, proxy sends that response to the PC. That means our browser. So this is how simple proxy works. But I have mentioned that there is a proxy called burp suite software. It is a tool written in Java, and with that proxy, it is a client side proxy. We will set in our local computer only the burp suite software. So what we can do with that burp suite software is, we can edit this request parameters, like get, we have seen already HTTP request parameters, and we can edit those. So, and we can also see the response from the web server. The burp suite can also intercept the traffic of the response. So that's all about this proxy. I want to show you in the browser how to set the proxy. So in the Firefox, you need to go to click on this Okay, hamburger icon. Okay, I don't know what they call it. Yeah, I think so, it's hamburger icon, and you can see, click on the options, you get these options and search for proxy. Okay, so whenever click on this settings, you can see there is no proxy, and you can also auto detect the proxy settings, and you can use system proxy settings, and then you can also click the manual proxy configuration. Here you can enter the IP address of the proxy and the port on which the service is receiving, and if your proxy has HTTPS and FTP, you can fill them also. So for now I'm going to revert back to the changes, and if you want to add some computers list for the no proxy settings, sorry, no websites. So if you add a IP address here, web server's IP address here, whenever your computer is connecting to this web server, the proxy will be bypassed. So that's what no proxy is for. Your PC will directly contact with these addresses listed here. So I'm going to click on OK. So that's all about the proxy. The only thing you need to remember is proxy is like middleman, and you can intercept the request using this Burbsu software. So guys, let's talk about this URL encoding. Did you ever see any spaces or percentages or some special symbols like dollar in the URL? No, right? Because those characters are being converted into some random characters, and that is by using the URL encoding. So URL accepts only the ASCII characters. So you may have some UTF characters or some other characters. That's why you need to encode all this URL to make sure that all the characters are in the ASCII format. So if you have the UTF format, so you need to somehow encode that one, and by using this mapping table. So like base 64, like any other encodings, we have these characters list. Here you can see the hash, and the encoding symbol is %23. So whenever there is a hash in the URL, it will be converted into this %23, and then that is included instead of hash, and that is being sent to the server. On the server side, the decoding will take place, and whenever the server sees this %23, it will understand this as a hash, and similarly %24 as dollar symbol. So I am at this w3schools.com website, and you can see these are the mappings between these normal special characters and these mapped values. So as you can scroll down, you can see some of the special characters, tilde symbol and open braces and etc. If any of these characters encounter in the URL, they will be converted to these percentages. So if you are using the UTF format, then the corresponding symbol will be transformed to this format. So you no need to remember all of this, because you can our websites automatically do this for you, and most of the server side functions have these encodings and decodings. You can also use the JavaScript encode URL component function. So in that, you need to say, if you say hello world, the space will be converted into %20. So you can see space character %20. Now if I say hello and world, so let me URL encode, so it's turned into the %26. On server, on seeing this, it interprets as hello and %26 as a ampersand and the word hello and world. So this is the encoding and also decoding. Now let me show you another website URL. So if you type like this URL encode online, you get this website urlencoder.org. Now you can paste this URL here. Let's say https let's say google.com/html is not programming language. So I want to send this whole string into the to the server side. So that's why these spaces are not acceptable in the URL, because it will break some part and the server did not cannot understand what the entire thing is. That's why we need to encode this. Now click on this encode. Now as you can see, https is common, and you can see instead of colon there is %3a. Now if you check this colon, so as you can see it's turned into the %3a. In the similar way, forward slash has been turned to %2f and %2f, because there are two slashes, and google.com and %2f and HTML, and the space is turned into the %20. You can see HTML is not a programming language which has in between the spaces. So you can also decode this one. Let me copy this. So in this website it has also has a decoder. Click on decode and paste it in here and click decode. Now as you can see, we got the exact string we encoded previously. So you don't need to remember all these %20 or %3a etc., but you need to understand that the whole URL will be encoded in this using this mapping. And if you see any suddenly percentage or something, you might get scared or you might get confused about how this came in my URL. So URL will be encoded and decoded at the server side. Sorry, encoded at the client side and decoded at the server side. So that's all you need to know about this URL encoding. So guys, in this video we are going to talk about this robots.txt. So this is a text file, and now I will show you one example. That is, let's say this is google.com. Yes, this is google.com. Now let us assume that I am the owner of this google.com. Okay, I know I am not. Okay, let's assume that I am the owner of google.com. Suppose I'm going to create another small application, and I want to test that application. So that application path is google.com/ say my app. So it says 404 error. Okay, sorry. Okay, my app, and I get some actual data because I am developing my app and I want to put that in my app folder. So since we do not have my application, it gave me 404 error. So let's assume that I have this page is my app. So if there are some errors or any bugs in this web page, it can lead to some exploitation. So I want to test this website. For that, I don't want any Google search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing not to display this path only. So you can just Google about this my app, and that Google's browser will not display this my app path. So because I put this my app in robots.txt file, so whatever the content in the robots.txt file, the web crawlers like Google, like search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, any other search engine will not display that in the results. So if I put my app in my robots.txt file of my this google.com main domain, then search engines will not find that this directory and will not display any content from this. You need to manually find out, because you need to guess that there is a my app. Otherwise, from Google or any other search engine, you cannot find this URL, because my app has been like hidden from search engines. So I will show you that one. So this is a NATA's 3 lab over the web. This is for web practice, and if it says that there is nothing on this page. Okay, now let's press the Ctrl U to view the source code, and you can see there is a comment: no more information leaks, not even Google will find this time. So because Google is a search engine and will not find the item that is in robots.txt file. So let me say robots.txt file, and you can see here there is a syntax, and user agent is equal to star. So here user agent is a search engines, star means all search engines. So whenever the search engines is going to crawl this domain, then it will see the robots.txt file, and since user agent is star, it applies to the all search engines. So that search engine will not allow this path to be displayed in the results. So if I type this one, so I have mentioned here disallow and then this directory, that means from the root. So whenever the search engine see this, it will not display on the results. So user cannot find, or any hacker cannot find until they find this robots.txt file. So here this natas guys have been put this secret folder disallowed from me, or hid from me. So let me click on enter, and you can see index of the secret, and you can see user.txt, the password for the next level, that is natas4, and which is this one. So the main important is not the password but the robots.txt file. So as you can see here, there will be like user agent is equal to Google or Bing or any other, star in the sense every search engine, and disallow means you should not crawl this one and you should not display that in the results. So that's all about this robots.txt file. So one thing you can check in the pen testing is check any robots.txt. If you any sensitive data are there in these paths, you can just write down in the report. So that's all about the robots.txt. I hope you have understood.